Who's ready for summer? Not only is the season changing, we're noticing a lot of new activity in our beloved city, and I'm here to help you navigate it all while becoming your best self. I kick off today's show by telling you what's still free to do in Nashville this summer while showing you how to budget for those summer trips and experiences. Next, we'll help you get ready for swimsuit season and beyond with experts who will teach us how to eat to boost your metabolism. Then, I'll give you a sneak peek into Nashville Ballet's first live performance since the pandemic, which also happens to be Ascend Amphitheater's first event back as well. Finally, I'm speaking with the mom of one of Duck Dynasty's stars to tell you how you can be a Rockstar Grandparent. So toss aside whatever excuses have been holding you back and get ready to be educated, entertained, and inspired, because this is the Sami Cone Show.
From the NewsChannel 5 network, this is the Sami Cone Show.
There is so much to do and see in Nashville, but how much of it is free? That's what I want to walk you through for this summer. And before I start, you know I'm always looking to save you money. And while there are a lot of free things to do in Nashville, there is still typically a cost involved, whether it's just gas getting there, lunch while you're out, or even a donation that's recommended. So make sure that you count all the costs that are involved. Plus, if you really want to get nitty-gritty, I like to think of my summer budget in 2 months. Really, we've got all of June and July. So whatever money you have to put towards your summer, think about how much do you want to spend per month or even per week. Do you want to spend it all in one big summer vacation, spread it out on weekly day trips, or maybe just some extra activities here and there? So before we start, think through that number. Now, when we're talking about what there is to do, we are in Music City after all, so let's talk about free music. Thankfully, Arrington Vineyards has that by the boatload. There's no reservation required, no entry fee, and it's great for those hot summer nights. Also, even though CMA Fest isn't happening this year, we will be able to enjoy the Let Freedom Ring Music City celebration with Brad Paisley this summer. So make sure to put that on your calendar. Now, there's a lot of free parks that are going on as well. So when we're talking about free parks in Nashville, we're talking about places like Bicentennial Mall that's right next to the farmers market. There's a great history walk you can take, or even just have a picnic on the lawn. Of course, that's right in front of the state capitol across the street, so great views that are ready for Instagram there. You also have Centennial Park and the amazing Parthenon, and hey, it's fun to be a tourist in your own city. That's a place that the kids love to run around. There's playgrounds, there's a mile walking loop that you can do there, and then there's also the Music City Walk of Fame that's right across from the Country Music Hall of Fame. So those are great options. Now, there's also a lot of great museums that are free, especially to kids under 5. Now, the Frist is always free for kids 18 and under, but there's going to be places that are free for kids 5 and under, or even 2 and under. Even as if you just go a little further north to the Corvette Museum in Kentucky, that's a great place that offers free for kids 5 and under, plus you get inside on those hot summer days. Now, speaking of going inside, one of my favorite places to go is Gaylord Opryland Resort. Now, you're going to want to head there during the week ideally, because sometimes they will leave the atriums and things just for hotel guests on the weekends. But if you go during the week, you're going to experience less crowds. You can park for free at Opry Mills and enjoy all the beautiful foliage, the waterfalls, everything that's there that is so pretty and so lush. Now, if we're talking about even more fun and free to do in Nashville, you're going to want to head to samicone.com. I've got a full list there, including some of the activities that go throughout the year, like the Lowe's Build and Grow workshops, the Home Depot Kids workshops. You even may want to check with some of your favorite stores if they're starting to add activities back into their lineup. I called the Lego store at Opry Mills. Sometimes they'll do a free Lego mini model build. You just need to be able to call in advance and see if they are in fact offering those things. But really the important thing is to start getting out again. Start enjoying time outside as a family. Go ahead and call up your friends, and like I said, a picnic is always a great way to do that, and stay socially distanced if you haven't gotten your vaccine yet. But if you head to samicone.com, I'm going to put links to all of these places, all the parks like Fannie Mae D's, all the museums like the Tennessee State Capitol Museum, and every, of course, budget saving tip to make your summer the best summer ever. With summer, we all want to look a little better and feel better, but how do we do that for summer and beyond? Luckily, I'm joined by an expert in exactly that topic, a registered dietitian and co-founder of Nourished Roots, Leah Baker. Leah, thank you for joining me on the show today.
Yes, of course. It's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I really want to talk specifically, if we could, about how to eat to lose weight and feel better in that perimenopause and menopause stage. Why in that particular age range is it so hard to seem to lose weight?
Yeah, it can be very difficult. So women who are entering into menopause, our reproductive hormone estrogen decreases, and this naturally has an impact on our metabolism, specifically on how we metabolize fat and store fat in the body, making it a lot more difficult for women to see changes in their body weight, particularly if you are seeing that you're gaining weight entering into those menopausal years and you're wanting to lose weight. You might just wake up one day and say, my body's completely different. I don't know myself anymore. What's changed? And this is the process that takes place.
Yeah, so how can we start to maintain a healthy weight, much less lose weight, when we enter into those years? Because I think women, there's a wide age range, obviously, that covers. So what is the key so that we can actually make strides and not get frustrated and just throw our hands up altogether?
Yes, that's a great question. So I have some small tips here on how women can get started at home and see a difference right away in their energy and in their metabolism. So one great way for you to notice a difference in your routine and really at any stage of life, this is a great tip, is to eat your larger meals earlier on in the day, because this will help you to remain satisfied longer throughout the day, and also entering into that evening time. So that's really where satiety can be a big advantage. Having eaten some good hearty meals earlier on, you're entering into the evening where a lot of snacks come into play. A lot of appetizers are pulled out of the fridge at dinner time, and you're eating higher calorie foods.
That is such a good tip. And, I think we keep hearing about all these diets that make us get rid of everything, right? But you have a really good tip that I'm excited to try about not just getting rid of everything, but what can help women in this stage.
Yes, eating a mildly reduced carbohydrate diet can be very useful. And I'm not saying that carbs are the enemy here. They're very nutritious and nutrient packed, but just having a mildly reduced carbohydrate diet. So eating about 30 grams carbs at meals, 15 grams at snack time. That's been proven to help women who are menopausal maintain their weight a little bit better. And then also following a more plant-based diet. So if you've not heard of this type of eating, it's just, changing, going from a more meat-centric diet and incorporating more fresh plant foods into your routine, which naturally are less processed and lower in added sugar, calories, and added fat as well. So just overall healthier.
That's so helpful. I mean, even that awareness, even you giving us some numbers or some tips of not eradicating everything, I think knowledge helps give us more power. Leah, tell us more about nourishedroots.com, where people can find you and what they'll find when we're there as we wrap up.
Yeah, so if you go to our website, you'll see that we have events on one of our tabs. We host a lot of free webinars open to the public. You can register for those. We post a lot of recipes. You'll see our one-on-one nutrition counseling services. So we do take clients. And also, a great way for you to follow us is on our Instagram. So
That's
just
great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to embrace this. I hope you'll try it as well. Leah, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks so much.
I know I can speak for everyone to say we are ready to see live performances again, and lucky for all of us, the Nashville Ballet is coming back today and tomorrow at the Ascend Amphitheater with the first live performance. Here to talk about that is company manager Sharon Mahoney. Sharon, thank you for joining me on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sharon, you are the company manager, but you've danced with the company. You're a mom. Can you just try to put into words how you feel about being able to be Nashville's first fine arts live performance since the pandemic?
I think it is such a reflection of the community that is Nashville. We have been through a lot, not just along with the rest of the world in the pandemic, but with the bombing and the tornadoes. And to have the arts be supported throughout this season, we've done a lot of digital work to stay active, and our patrons have supported us through that. Just to be downtown on the river at Ascend, one of our amazing amphitheaters that's also a public park, to celebrate with the community of Nashville is undescribable.
Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I would have to imagine that being at Ascend for this performance, it makes it much more accessible for people maybe that have never been to the ballet in person. Who are you hoping to reach through this performance in particular?
You know, with the fact that it's outside and we have some really great ticket prices and there's that big expanse of lawn, it's such a great opportunity for families, especially with younger children that might actually want to move along with the music and enjoy that. We know how that is. Sometimes as a parent, you worry about confining them in a theater and bothering other people. And socially distant seating is going to provide a great opportunity for families to relax and enjoy, and just great live music. There's going to be food trucks and all sorts of things happening in the safest way possible.
That's fantastic. I mean, it really is this multimedia experience. Okay, I need to get a little bit of a glimpse into the show, because there's actually 3 works being performed. Tell me a little bit of about what we can experience.
So very true to Nashville Ballet, it's a little bit of something for everyone. And Seasons is an incredible work that is really visually stunning, that our artistic director created years ago, but has decided to expand it recently when he heard Max Richter's version of Vivaldi's Four Seasons. So that's just incredibly beautiful work to get to admire in this setting. And then very true to Nashville Ballet and our collaborative efforts with local musical artists, we are going to be performing with Louis York and the Shindellas, our piece that's called Posters, which is just a really fantastic pairing of contemporary, energetic choreography with 3 of their original songs, and they're going to be there live. And so it's really a terrific way to top off an evening, especially at Ascend.
And what about that 3rd piece that you're not telling me about?
Yeah, that 3rd piece, my lips are sealed on that one. We have a very special additional performance that's going to be happening right in the middle of the 2 works. And so we're looking forward to everyone getting to see that, but it will be very well worth it.
Okay. All right. I thought I was going to get a little bit of a clue. I guess not. Your lips are sealed. I respect that. But can you tell us about some other live performances we might get to see from the Nashville Ballet soon?
Well, I know one of the things that our dancers have missed the most that gives them additional energy and helps them thrive is hearing that audience applaud, and they are so looking forward to that. We've really enjoyed exploring digital, but that's the biggest piece we miss. And so heading into next season, we're really excited about the strides that the city has made and to keep everyone safe. And we're working with Tennessee Performing Arts Center and the Nashville Symphony to start to get ourselves back on track so we can have everyone back with us at the theater.
Well, we cannot wait for this performance. It's happening May 14th and 15th, 7 p.m. Tickets start at just $29. Folks can go to NashvilleBallet.com to learn more, to purchase their tickets, find out about the pods, everything that you're doing to make this possible for so many of us to experience live ballet again. Sharon, thank you so much for joining me on the show today.
Thank you, and we hope to see you downtown.
I can't wait. We'll see you soon. Whether you're a grandparent or not just yet, our next guest is going to help us lead the way, light the road, and leave a legacy for the next generation. I am joined by friend, author, podcast host, Chrys Howard. Chrys, thank you so much for joining me on the Sami Cone Show today.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. We've been friends for a long time, but I don't know that we've ever done this.
I don't think we have. There's always something new in the relationship. And before I get started, I was kind of looking at your bio. I know the count is off. I know you have 3 adult children, but how many grandchildren and great-grands is the tally at right now?
Okay, I have 14 grandchildren. I have 12, and then I have 2 bonus grandchildren. So I have 14 grandchildren, and I have now 5 great-grandchildren. So it's super fun. It is ever evolving, ever changing, and just so much fun.
I feel like we should do a beauty segment next time, because you don't look like you have 5 great-grandchildren, but you have a book that's out this year called Rockstar Grandparent. I mean, I just think, obviously I'm not a grandparent yet, but I have learned so much from you in terms of leading our children. Can you just talk a little bit about why you felt like you needed to write this book in this time?
Oh, you're so sweet. I feel like every grandparent is a rock star. No matter what you do, you're already a rock star just because of that station in life and how much you love your grandchildren and want to be a part of their life. And I remember back to my grandfather, who probably the last 15 years of his life just sat in a chair and read the paper. And we adored him. We adored coming in there and sitting next to him and listening to his stories. So while I like to do a lot of things with my grandkids, and I do a lot of things with them, I have done a lot of things with them, I say just because of who you are, you're a rock star. But all of us want to do more and be more and influence more. And so I just felt like I wanted to write a book about my adventures that I had with my grandchildren, and I was blessed enough to live really close to them. So I had a lot of stories to tell, and bless their hearts, they're never going to read the book, so it doesn't really matter. So I tell a lot of stories about all of our adventures.
Well, we want to read the book, but I want you to give us a little sneak peek, especially in this time that we're in now. Thankfully for technology, we're able to connect virtually when we can't connect in person. What are some of the tips you have for people that can't see their grandparents, or grandparents don't feel safe traveling right now, or aren't able to get out?
Well, exactly what we're doing right now is the best thing. Yeah. And for my kids, I had most of my grandkids did live close to me, but I had 3 who lived 7 hours from me. So I have both of those journeys. I had the journeys with them literally next door, and then those who were 7 hours away. And we utilized FaceTime so much, and we still do. My granddaughters who are in college FaceTime me all the time. I get to part of their lives. They show me what dress they're going to wear. I FaceTime them and let them do a cooking segment with me. We'll cook together some nights. So this technology is beyond amazing for the grandparent relationship. My grandparents didn't live close to me, and we got the phone call that we all hovered around the phone and talked to them. That's all we got. And again, I still loved and adored them. So now with what we have today with the technology, that's the best gift. And just to be able to, sometimes I'll just know they've got something going on. I'll just text them, hey, I'm thinking about you, praying about you today. Just keeps me connected with them and them connected with me.
Yeah. Now, one of the parts about me hosting this show is that I get to ask some questions. As a parent, we love the technology for what it can do, for what you just said, but also there's challenges because of smartphones and everything distracting especially our teens today. How do you navigate those waters of trying to understand and relate, but still setting some standards that you've learned along the years that we need to hold our kids and grandkids up to?
That is so true. It is a double-edged sword for sure. And so when my kids were little, my grandkids were little, when they were at my house and around the table, I really did the no phone thing. Like we had table talk that the kids actually loved to do. They would pull a question out of a jar and we would talk about that, and we would make sure we didn't have technology. I am very blessed that all three of my children were good about enforcing that with their own children, about teaching them that balance of how to have technology in their lives and in their hands, but it not be their whole life. And I've been very blessed that I've had active grandchildren all the way through school, where they were sports minded and were busy doing things like that. But we've also walked through some difficult journey with the grandkids when some of them were little. And having to have those really tough conversations. I remember one time we all sat down with the boys in our family and had a really big discussion, and Grandma was included in that because they were at my house a lot, about how we're going to walk forward with technology in our hands and in our lives. So it's something that I'm so thankful I'm not raising kids at this time. But I'm also so aware that as a grandparent, I want to know the pitfall. I want to be there also. I don't want to turn a blind eye to it when they're at my home.
Right.
I want to know. My daughter particularly had a time limit on her children.
Right.
Well, my son
Chrys,
too.
this has been so helpful. I so appreciate everything that you've shared. Everyone can find Rockstar Grandparent and also check you out at chryshoward.com to find out about your podcast and more. Friend, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
Hope to hug your neck soon. Bye-bye. Before I go, I need you to know to embrace your calling. This weekend, as I was about to do laundry, mow the yard before church, and do all the things I felt like I shouldn't have to do on a Sunday, I chose to be grateful. Grateful that I'm able to be a mom, able to do these things, able to have a home to take care of, and above all, that God has seen me fit to give me people, aka my kids, that depend on me. While those things can easily delay me, I never want them to distract me from embracing my calling. I am a writer, a speaker, and a teacher, and I am not going to wait for someone to tell me I'm allowed to do those things, for a job to pay me to do those things, or for time to magically open up to do those things. It is time right now. I want to encourage each of you in this moment to do the things that you are called to do, not what someone else is telling you to do. Don't wait for someone to open a door for you. Do what you know you have to do. Know that you are enough. Know that you are the right mom and the right person for this season and this situation. I want you to say it. I want you to believe it, and I want you to be encouraged and equipped to walk in that truth today. I never cease to be amazed at how God shows up in ways I couldn't have imagined exactly when we need it. And I want to thank you for showing up today, as well as each of my guests for sharing their time and talents so generously with us. As always, I hope you have a great day. Make sure you make it great, and do not wait to tell someone you love how you feel about them. Bye, friends.